Morning everybody, how you all doing? So, Nigel Farage came out on, was it LBC radio, whatever it is, and said that he got no intentions of banning halal meat or kosher meat, which I agree they should both be banned. Any type of religious slaughter that doesn't put the welfare of the animal first needs to be banned, completely got rid of. And while we're on the subject, I believe that both Islamic and Jewish courts should be banned in this country. One law, that's British law for everybody. We all live under one law, no religious laws. We did away with those years ago. So all that should be banned. Nigel Farage, being the weak-spined person that he is, said that he's got no intentions of banning halal or kosher meat because he doesn't want to upset the Jewish people or the Muslims. And he's just proving his weakness again, isn't he? Weakness in everything, absolutely everything. It's the same reason why he won't ban the burqa. That won't get banned. It's the same reason he won't deport all the illegal immigrants, because he doesn't want to offend anybody. Nigel Farage and the Reform Party are more of the same. They are appeasers. We've seen these appeasers before. They are the Labour Party, they are the Conservative Party, they are the Green Party, they are the Liberal Democrats. We've seen all this before. And the more I see of this shit, and the shit show of the last week with all the divisions within our political class, all of them, all the divisions, the less I become convinced, and like many others, that there's going to be a political solution in taking our country back. I seriously believe now that that is going to be won on the streets via street protests and such. Because when you're out on the street and with thousands of patriots, there is no politics. Everybody there is united under one banner. Everybody wants their country back. Everybody wants their culture to be protected, our heritage to be protected. They're the only things people care about. Not about whose party is best or any of that bollocks. And I agree with Maya Tusi. Then he said, somebody asked him, which party do you support? He said, I don't support any party. He said it's a playground. Party politics is a playground where people go to play. And I firmly believe that it's going to be patriots of this country that take things back. We are going to take things back. And while they're all over there, all the political class are over there fighting amongst themselves over who's best and what all that shit, we'll be getting on with the job and taking the country back. Thanks guys, but no thanks. We'll take the country back, thank you. You're useless. You're just useless, in my opinion. I don't think I've had any less faith in the system than I do right now. I don't. I really don't. People wanted a positive video. Well, this is the positive video. This is just like, abandon all the parties. Forget about them now. Forget about them. They won't listen to you because they've all got egos. They're not interested in anything you've got to say. All they'll tell you is, join our party if you want to. No. If you can't be asked to put your egos to one side and unite and put country before party, fuck you. Fuck you. I've had enough. I've had it up to here. Really have. With people just talking about things. Just talking about what's going to happen and all that kind of stuff. I'm sick of hearing myself talk about it, to be honest with you. And I know a lot of people probably aren't interested on this channel about out and about videos. But that's what this channel is going to be about. I'm tired of talking about it. I want to be out there like Yorkshire Rose, Active Patriot, those sort of people, and exposing what's going on in this country. That's what I want to be about. That's what this channel is going to be about. We've got enough panel shows on the internet where people just get behind a camera and just talk about everything that's happened in this country, how disgusted they are. But what exactly does that change? How exactly does that wake people up? You have to go out there and you have to show them what the country has become to wake them up, because they can't deny the truth of their eyes. They can't. You can tell them till you're blue in the face about how this country has changed, but they won't believe you until they've actually seen it. And I think that's my mission now. That's my mission. My mission is to wake people up about the state of this country and where it's going. And if I have to fund this myself, I'll do it myself. I will do it myself. That's how determined I am to do this. You know, I could work in a factory 9 till 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. But how can I do that knowing that the country is going down the shitter? Everybody's in this like daze where they think everything's okay. Everything's okay. I can go to work 9 to 5, even though I'm getting taxed to the hilt and I'm barely scraping by. But at least I can go to football on a Saturday. At least I can watch my reality TV when I get home at night. They'll just shut the curtains and ignore what's happening out in the streets of this country. And before you know it, this country will be gone. It will be gone. I don't care what people say. We haven't got 4 years. We haven't got 4 years before this country is gone. We haven't. We really haven't. The way things are accelerating, we haven't got 4 years. And 4 years is a timeline for a political solution, a political change. And I'm sorry, but if Reform get in power, they're not going to change anything. We're just going to be back to square one in all this. Mr. Magpies. We are going to be back to square one. Nigel Farage is weak. The Reform Party is weak. The political right can't get its act together. It's all over the place. It's fractured beyond belief. Somebody made a comment yesterday saying the political right is more fractured and splintered than your broken fence vindicator. And they're right. They're absolutely right about that. The last week has just proven that. A new movement, and let's start a new movement. Let's start a new party. Let's just like start new parties after party after party, and just keep dividing down. I don't know, but I know I can't change any of that. I can't affect any of that. I'm not political. I'm not in politics. I don't want to be in politics. I don't want to be a part of the political class, because to me it looks like a shit show. So the only thing I can do is be a boots on the ground channel and try and expose what's going on. The more people that do that, the more voices that do that, the better we will be, because we will shine, you know, the disinfectant of sunlight onto what's going on in this country. And that's what needs to happen. It does need to happen. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about this, apart from Palestine Action being prescribed as a terrorist organisation. That's another thing, right? Nick Buckley. Normally I agree with him 100% on everything, but he said that we should be careful, and I agree slightly with what he's saying. He said that we should be careful about allowing the government to prescribe certain groups as terrorists. Now, I would agree with that, but to be honest with you, this government is going to do whatever the hell it wants anyway, regardless of what we call for. They'll do whatever they want. They've already proven that. They've already put people, fast-tracked people into prison for hurty words on social media. So I think that's the least of our worries. Palestine Action had to be prescribed because of their actions. It wasn't just like pouring soup on a work of art, which is also disgusting, by the way. I'm not diminishing that. But we're talking about a group of people who snuck onto a RAF base and sabotaged military equipment. Those were functioning airplanes. What would have happened? I know it wouldn't have happened because they do like 1 million checks before planes take off anyway. But what would have happened if that hadn't have been paint? I mean, this time it's paint. They spray painted the inside of engines, wrecking them. Right, mate? they spray painted the inside of plane engines to wreck them. So that was to deny our armed forces of their use, to take them out of action. That's sabotage, and that's something you do in the time of war. You sneak your forces in to sabotage the military capability. That's a terrorist act. They're doing it because of political reasons. That's terrorism. Now, the next time, if they got away with it this time, they've got a slap on the wrist, and they weren't prescribed as terrorists. The next time it could be worse. The next time they could sneak onto a base, and it could be a bomb that they plant somewhere. And this was nipping it in the bud. This is probably the only thing, and don't get me wrong, the government didn't want to do this. They didn't want to prescribe Palestine Action as a terrorist organisation. They had no choice, because under the law, what they did was terrorism. And if they hadn't have done it, that would have probably kicked things off. That would have said, what the hell is our government doing? That they won't protect our armed forces now. And that's what this is. It's protecting our armed forces from these people. Yes, they should be banned. Yes, they should all be arrested if they show support for Palestine Action. Definitely. That's all I've got to say on that. So Nick Buckley, wrong on that one, I'm afraid. No, they should have been banned. They had to do it. The government had no choice but to do it. So yeah, just some things for everybody to think about. This is Vindicator, sign off.